All right, so Brian has another great question. Team Polecat here. He's asking the guys in the southern part of the lake, without having that structure, without having those kind of known points where the fish generally are. What are you looking for in the morning, and where what helps you make that decision as to where to start?
So, not to beat a dead horse, but obviously temperature depending on time of year, but also looking for bait. You find the bait, you're probably going to find the fish. So it's pretty, but typically, knowing that, watching the weather, seeing what's happening, what happened the night before, plays a big factor in where we're going to go, whether we're going to go straight out, north, south. Sometimes the rule of thumb is I always go back, if I can, to where I caught fish last. I'm fortunate enough I fish a lot with charters. I'm able to go back, and all we do as charters, we're trying to replicate the same thing every day. Obviously, it's impossible to do it every day, but more often than not, that's so. So if I don't know where I'm going to go, or I haven't fished in a couple of days and nothing's really changed, I'm going to go back to where I caught them last. So I think.
Yeah.
And temperature, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but obviously that's a no-brainer. And looking for bait. If I see bait on my screen and I'm marking fish, sometimes we don't have that luxury. We just go back and they're not there. The bait isn't there, and we just start trolling. That's why we troll. We troll to find. I might pick up my speed if I'm not catching fish to get to where I want to go until I can get into fish and then, get to where I'm going.
So I think down here, maybe even more so than up north, the internet is a very powerful tool. And I think if I haven't fished in a few days, which unfortunately I don't get to fish every day, I'm the day before I'm going, I'm cruising, I'm looking at all the forums, I'm looking at the, posts. I have a pretty big Facebook page, and with that, I cruise around and I'm looking at who's hanging what. And I'm trying to figure out, did they put a report up? Is that, get an idea where I'm going to start. And then from there, I'll tweak it with my own program. But if I don't have any information on the southern end of the lake, especially like on the, on this shoreline here where everything's goes the normal direction, as opposed to like New Buffalo where I never know which direction I'm going, because out is up and west is south, and it's all sorts of confusing down there. But up here, where you have the north-south coastline, my approach is like if I don't have any information and I'm really starting cold based on the time of year, I would start where the fish would normally be. But maybe I start in like 70 foot and I put it on like anywhere between a 210 and a 240 usually, depending on the current and the wind. And I just keep sliding off until I start getting bit. And then once I get bit, I try to turn, and try to stay in that band of water, whether that be north-south or whatever the best troll is. If I keep getting bit all the way out to say 300, well then once I stop getting bit, I may turn and go on the intro on the exact same line. So oftentimes that's what I'll do. I'll just start sliding off until I start finding them, and then try to figure out if which direction can I put it on a straight north troll in 120 and continue catching fish, or do I stop getting bit? So you have to make adjustments. I think that's the best way with no structure.
Brian, one thing I've found when these fish start migrating north, especially the kings, where you find them, let's say on Friday, if I'm going to make an adjustment on Saturday morning for that first day of the tournament, it's probably going to be 1 mile north.
Mm-hmm.
I think they move about a mile a day, or the main school. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I think the same, by paying attention to the wind, I think is important. Because like we were saying, if you have a wind blowing onto shore, it's packing the shore with warm water. Depending on the time of the year, that can be a bad thing or a good thing. But generally, the warmer water's on top. The warmer water's affected by the top water's affected by the wind. And then the exact opposite, if you have offshore wind, then that top water's being blown out, and colder water will be on the inside. Now that can help you or make your decision. Whether you're looking for colder water or you're looking for warmer water. Also, if you're looking for warm water, river mouse, anything with more material in it's going to play a role. If you have clay banks and you have a west wind, you probably want to stay away from them because it's going to be chalky water. Paying attention to that wind the 2 or 3 days before you go is definitely a critical thing. But the internet is an absolute wonderful source for information. especially if you're looking as that migration's happening. You can watch it down here, like it's unbelievable how you watch. Michigan City, St. Joe, South Haven, then South Haven starts drying up in Holland, they start hitting them, and then Port Sheldon and Grand Haven and Muskegon and Whitehall, and then Poundwater, they never post anything because they don't want anybody to fish there. But it's all right, Brent. It's cool. I'm just throwing people out today, man. Nobody even caught my joke on it.
I knew what you were thinking.
All right, good question, Brian. I hope that answers it for you.